What's up, ladies and gentlemen, penguins and pirates? This is the Vinyl Casket, home to the lamest taste. You can find us on YouTube at The Vinyl Casket, all one word. You can subscribe, like, and comment. Here over on Twitch, where we're doing it live right now, at Vinyl Casket, where you can subscribe and follow. And you can check out my Instagrams at Vinyl Casket and Vinyl Casket Comics for tons of cool content. I do trailer reactions, which I did for this film that we're about to talk about, which is the 2022 Hulu original Prey. So if you don't know, this is the latest latest installment in the Predator franchise, which is a very, I wouldn't say it's humongous, but it's a very extensive franchise, including several movies, tie-ins with the Alien franchise, comic books, video games, all sorts of stuff. This movie was released on August 5th, 2022. That was this past Friday. It is currently Sunday. I watched it last night. I know I waited a day. If you don't know, I'm a massive Alien fan, as well as a big fan of the Predator movies. Predator and Predator 2. It's kind of interesting because this film kind of works the same way as Prometheus. Prometheus wasn't called Alien. Prey isn't called Predator. They happen before. They're basically the starting timelines, the origins in that respective story. So Prey takes place 300 years prior to, at least 300 years, probably more, to the first movie, which has Arnold Schwarzenegger and his crew of commandos. I believe, I'm not sure where Dutch, which is the character that Arnold Schwarzenegger plays. Yeah, they're in a jungle. So this is probably like around the time of like Vietnam, maybe. One of these big war scenarios. So, and then Predator 2 obviously taking place in a city. They're not, I wouldn't say extremely modern, but like at the time, modern takes on the timeline, on timing. This is set in like a Native American like time set. You got settlers from France. I really enjoyed the attention to detail for time period accuracy. The different dialects, the talking in a different language, but then we're us being able to hear it. I doubt they were able to speak English. I think it was just what they made us so we could hear what they were saying. The way the tribe was laid out, the attention to what they wore and how they trained. I really enjoyed that. The cast here was pretty amazing. You had the main character, which was Naru, depicted by Amber Midthunder. Tabe, I want to say, was her brother, who was like basically like the war chief. He was like the best hunter. You got to see that, like, and I noticed this, that like most of the people hunting and running around and fighting were kids, and you didn't really see many adult males until later when they went back and they were all celebrating. And I liked that attention. Dakota Beavers portrayed the brother Tabe. One of the actors that I did know that I was excited about was Itzy, who was portrayed by Harlan. It's so hard to say these names. Harlan Bailey. He I know him. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher these names, but I know him from Shorzy. That's the spinoff of Letterkenny. So I thought that was really cool to see him. I love how a lot of these actors were actual, like, had ties to this like thing that they were portraying. I thought that was really cool. This being the first the Predator's first encounter on Earth. So basically, ship comes in through the clouds in the middle of the day or through a storm cloud. Eventually drops him off. He's using the whole um, camouflage, active camo, kind of invisibility thing, cloaking throughout most of the film until he kills the bear and gets covered in blood. I thought it was cool because they used the 3-point laser. He didn't really use his autocannon, which I thought was like come on, he had one, but he didn't really use it. He didn't really use it, and I thought that was kind of lacking. Like, dude, you have this weapon, unless it broke, but we didn't get any explanation of that because Predator doesn't really talk. Um, he had a very different face than all the Predators that we've ever seen, and most of them have been pretty much the same structure. This guy had a much slender face. His mask was very different from the the main mask that we've seen, because the mask only covered his eyes and when it went down, but his mandibles were still exposed, which was really interesting because when we first see him in the moving in like the cloak in like the active camo, I'm like, oh, he doesn't have a mask. But then you see scenes where he's looking through a visor, and you're like, okay, he has a mask. But then it was this like hybrid. I thought that was really cool. I liked how we got to see a different type of predator, especially because it's 300 years prior than any predator we've seen before. So this could be like an early subspecies that kind of went extinct because of what happens in this movie. Um, who knows? But it was really cool, and I saw a lot of controversy about how a whole crew of like Marines and commandos that were heavily trained couldn't take out Predator and Predator One, but this one girl, Native American girl, could take out the Predator. So obviously they are all different predators. We don't know if this is a predator that was trying to earn his stripes because he was collecting all the spines and skulls. We don't know, but we do know for a fact that this was the first time a predator had, this is what they stated, come to Earth. So he didn't know any of the species. He didn't know any of that. He didn't know any of that. So that means that like all the predators that came to Earth after had some kind of record to go off of for humans, for animals, for this. So everything was new to him. He didn't use the autocannon. And it wasn't just her. He took on a whole crew of them, a whole squad of French people with guns, and then her and her brother Tabe, kind of like, and the horse and everything, the dog being a distraction. Can't believe that dog made it through the whole movie. Crazy. How they trapped him and they slowly wounded him and took him out and whatever and figured out his weaknesses, because the difference between these trained fighters, these trained military soldiers, and these Native Americans that grew up learning and training how to hunt and trap, two completely different skill sets. And the whole hunt and trap thing is the predator's thing. So using that against him is like the way to go. And it made sense that like she eventually lured him out. She realized like she had to get the helmet, and that, where he shot the things, the lasers would like homing seek and go around. So she had a whole strategy and set up this whole trap to get the helmet off of him, then a whole trap to set it up. I thought that was really unique. My one gripe was with the defeat of the alien, of the predator, was that when he went to use that gun that extends out and shoots the studs or whatever they're called, he knew he didn't have his mask, and he knew they were going to go wherever the laser went. So why did he think that they were going to go at her? Did he think they were just going to go enough and hit her and then go whatever? I don't know why he thought that was going to work. Especially if he was right there. I would have used autocannon. I would have, stabbed her with the blades, anything else. He did something that like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's obvious, but it kind of was. But it was a cool way to see the predator die. It was cool to see her walk back with the head of the predator. And that kind of sets the stage because we don't know what happens after that. We don't know what happened with his ship. We don't know if there was more predators that came to Earth with this batch. We don't know any of that, and this leaves a whole opening. Um, and this upcoming week, I think it's August 9th, is the release of Marvel's first issue of Predator. If you don't know, Fox was purchased out by Disney. Disney acquired the rights to Alien and Predator, and they've been very like anticipated what they're gonna do with the franchises, blah blah blah. So they haven't really released anything for Alien yet. Hulu being a Hulu original, Hulu being owned by Disney. They haven't released anything for Alien, but they have used Marvel to start putting out canon comics in that vein of Alien, adding to the movie's lore and background, which has been amazing. The comics have been great. Have been really quenching the need for an Alien movie since Covenant. But there was a legal dispute with Predator, with the rights to Predator, and that's put everything on hold for 3 years. Recently, there was rumors that okay, they got the rights. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. We didn't know when. This trailer came out, and the announcement of issue 1 of Predator finally being released all kind of happened out of nowhere, and it was kind of like, okay, so something's gonna come out. And then I saw this. I didn't pay attention. I saw this poster, right? This poster right here. I didn't see the 3 laser dots in the eye. I didn't realize what that was. I didn't realize it. You can watch my reaction on this trailer. I bugged out. I freaked out. It was a great reaction. It was a great trailer. And it was a great movie. We do them out of 5 here. Usually for comics, I do them out of 10. Movies, we do them out of 5. I'm going to do a 4.5. I'm going to give it a 4.5. I had a great time watching it. I didn't think it was boring. I didn't think it was too long. I thought the background music was good. I thought the editing, transitions were all good. Cinematics are great. CGI was really good. All the animal scenes, the bear thing, all great. I thought the logic and the attention to detail and time period accuracy, that was all good. I enjoyed it. I think they added things in the actual movie that weren't in the trailer that made me like very happy that was in the trailer because I was surprised, caught off guard, and excited about it. Um, but yeah, I really think they hit it off the bat with this. I'm excited to see what they do next. I would love to see more in this vein in the future, in whatever time period they want to do. I would love to see more Alien vs Predator. I'm curious if these comics that are coming out are going to reference this, are going to tie into whatever. I'm excited. It's a really good time to be a Predator and Alien fan. We haven't heard any news of any Alien movies coming out, but we might. And so stay tuned, stay excited. Remember that this is the Vinyl Casket, all one word on YouTube, where you could subscribe, like, and comment. Hit the bell for tons of content just like this, just like my reaction trailers and my comic book reviews. I would really appreciate that. And remember to do me a massive favor and stay lame.